My name is Devai. I'm an autistic seven-figure pay-per lead media buyer. Let me refresh the screen. 75 grand spent in the last 30 days. We sell leads for $250 to $400 and we generate them at around $150. And I am real, not AI. I am very Chinese and real, and let's go directly into the numbers because you're curious about what pay per lead looks like and how one of the companies that does auto insurance, right? One of the most simplest site you've ever seen in your life actually is on the Nasdaq. They're listed on the Nasdaq, right? I'm just like I got into trading like 2 weeks ago, so that's cool. But they made 30 million profit for each of these quarters, right? Actually 20 to 30 million, but now they've grown by 30% in profit from 2025 to 2026. And you might ask yourself, how is it even possible that a marketing company makes 30 million profit, not even in 1 year, in 3 months? So we're gonna go over. So by the end of this specific case study, you'll understand why the math of lead generation and pay per lead makes it so fair to any other business model out there, which is amazing because Iman Gadi has not talked about the shit, and I'm only like a small guru in this space, right? And that's where we're gonna come from because we're gonna take this company, break it down so in depth. By the end of this video, you'll have more knowledge than anybody else that's at beginning stages who has not found my channel yet. So let's dive straight into it, right? Because EverQuote has 190 million revenue quarter pay per lead machine, and it sells one simple thing: customer opportunities. Right on the back end, why it works is their customers, EverQuote's customers, are the largest companies in the world. They're insurance companies, right? Those companies, they live in $1 trillion market. So we're not even in the B's anymore, in the billions. And specifically, they working like with Elephant, Liberty, Progressive. These are all like multi-billion, $1 trillion companies. I don't know if it's trillion, probably like multi-billion dollar companies. And if you have large customers, right, you get more money. And how it specifically works is that consumers, they go onto this, oh, this is a chart to remind them that they're on the Nasdaq, but specifically they go through this form, right? For instance, in auto insurance, it's mandatory in the United States, so that's why the market is so big because everybody needs to buy it under the law. Now you put in your zip code, right? You put in some random stuff in, and then you fill out a form. That form basically is your data, is the consumer data, right? That data, like based on what you filled out, it's gonna basically make an assessment of what kind of customer you are, and based on that assessment, right, they're gonna send you to the correct buyer that wants you. So it's basically a matching platform that matches like interested consumers to corporate giants on the back end, large carriers, the massive, and thousands of agents as well. Insurance agents, right? If you ever seen Giuliano Massarelli, the guy with insane energy, super inspirational, by the way, this guy, crazy energy. I love this guy. But anyways, right, you're selling to thousands of insurance agents. That's another billion-dollar industry. And you basically arbitrage the whole consumer market. And what I mean by that, right, is they basically acquire traffic for 135 million. And by the way, this is all data taken out of their public balance sheet. And they sell leads for 190 million and make the margin. That's pay per lead, right? One website, 30 million in net profit per quarter every 3 months, and 130 million, 190 million in revenue. This is the only business model in the world, right? Aside from like some high tier e-com and software marketing companies that can get listed on the Nasdaq. And if you're somebody who's actually super like ambitious, like you're gonna become a multi-millionaire type shit, then maybe Alex Hormozi is right and you've been wasting your talent in the wrong business vehicle, right? Maybe you're an S-tier entrepreneur stuck in the wrong business model. I don't know. But if you want to find out, go talk to me. I'm super extroverted, right? And I help people on a one-to-one mentoring style in this particular space. Specifically, This is all the data. Like, take a screenshot of it, right? I'm not gonna go over it because I don't even know what EBITDA means. I had 3 years of business education. I know this is like some like profit in earnings before interest and something else, right? I'm like retarded. If I can do this model, you can do too. And specifically, what the fuck is GAAP? I have no idea what that means, man. They don't teach you shit in business school. But anyways, they grew to double digits and they're growing, right? As you can see, pretty bar charts made by Claude. And auto is the engine, home is the rocket. So different verticals, right? Go check out my vertical video, 1 hour of pure gold content, 500 views now on that video. I'm so fucking proud because I paid $300 for the fucking edit, bro. So like, honestly, I'm like a cheap ass. So I don't, that's like, that's like my phone, bro, costs like $200. But excuse me, let's get back to the point because I have ADHD and I'm a bit autistic, like a tiny bit. And we have like auto insurance, right? Basically, it generated 172 million in revenue, and it is one of the most competitive verticals in the world. And I explained to you how that can be of your benefit later. Now, home and renters, right? They're smaller, but they're growing way faster, 2.5% faster, and they have one industry, billions in annual spend. There's so much money into it because if you sell to local business owners, they're only gonna pay you 3 grand, right? If you sell to corporate titans, they're gonna have a bit more than 3 grand because you're selling to people that put at least 10 million into marketing every single year. I know people they scale with 7 different primary customers to 14 million with a team of 5 people. I'm not even joking, right? And think about the difference in retainer and and how much effort you need to put in. I scaled to 4 retainer clients and I was going nut, right? And I have huge respect of everybody who does retainer, like this Cameron England guy, insane killer. But buy traffic, sell leads, keep the spread. If Cameron England did pay per lead, he would be probably at like 5 million profit or some shit like that. Cost to deliver the product 2.2%, right? Sales and marketing traffic 145. Look at this operational costs, right? 9.2 million, R&D 8.5. This is nothing compared to marketing. So you can see this is the leanest marketing business model on the whole planet, even at this enterprise scale. Revenue 15%, profit 135%, right? Growing year on year. And because all of the pay per lead verticals in the last 20 years, they've only seen growth. Not a single vertical, whether in insurance, like life, MVA, and all of these verticals, right? I've broken like 50 of them down in my YouTube video. None of them have like stopped, so it's always going to grow, and AI is not going to replace the job because the guy, right, the Medvi guy, who is a drop shipper that did 400 million in their second year of business, and now they're $1 billion companies, 2 brothers, incredibly impressive. I made the most popular video on the whole internet, which I'm really proud of, breaking down this business model. They're a drop shipping company attached to a pay per lead affiliate model, and go check it out, and then you'll really understand what I mean, right? And if you go to this, right, they have zero debt, a lot of cash and assets. And if you go down, you would need to basically replace this one funnel and one website. Obviously, I'm not gonna say, right, it's like super easy because it's not. There's insane complexity in the backend infrastructure that we're also gonna cover on this channel, because my goal is to basically be transparent with you guys and teach everything that I know and only help like a select few that actually need, like, are already on a high level. And if you're already transitioning into retainer and pay per lead, go talk to me. Now, specifically, marketplace for corporate buyers, one platform. You build the brand, you build a sellable assets, you scale to 8 9 figures, right? You work on one thing all the time and you scale it up. If you're in e-com, right, drop shipping or a retainer, you're churning and burning, you feel like, or as well as OnlyFans management. I have friends in there, and I know it's like a fast cash business, right? You want to make cash, you want to go out. This is a buildable brand, sellable entity, and it is very documented. I've documented like one exit of HomeBuddy, a company that scaled to 190 million in exit, all cash deal. I've made another video on the channel about that within 4.5 years. So I'm actually just a baby in this vertical. You may see like 70 grand, 80 grand. That's like nothing. It's nothing. People that I know, they do it in one single day. So I need to get better at this as well, right? And I'm gonna be sharing with you guys everything that I learn. And carriers are to now the only downside, right? This is not beginner friendly vertical if you want to go into auto insurance, because specifically in auto insurance, these larger brands, they don't work with like people like me. Like, why would they? It would only damage their brand. We run like crazy, like aggressive ads to get the leads at cheap cost, right? We will run like crazy concepts, and it doesn't align with their brand at all. So they go with aggregators. That's another layer, right? You have the big corporates that buy leads, you have the aggregators that have the relationship, and you send leads to the aggregators. um, and if you don't work with the aggregators, you don't have any control of the advertising campaigns that you run. You don't have access to any of their forms, right? Like you cannot track any of the conversion side on the meta pixel, right? You don't have access to any of the tracking or like brand, and it's just not worth it if you're starting out in pay per lead or wanting to transition there. If you have no idea what all of that meant, right, because it's a bit technical for some of you beginners, go watch some other videos, or just put this quick tip here, put this into notebook lm, right, and it will basically take the transcripts of my videos, extract it, and then you could put that into Claude to get further explanation. And auto as an add-on, not a core, is like good, ideal. And what I mean by that is you have maybe like a main paper lead offer, right? That's like home insurance. And on the thank you page, on the last step of the funnel, you attach an adjacent, a complementary offer, like basically, for instance, home, like auto insurance. So when a lead enters the funnel, right, they click, go through all of this stuff and go to the last page, progress 100. They also get an additional upsell into auto insurance. Now that's super, like that's how basically we arbitrage everything out of a lead. We pay per lead marketers are the masters and elite marketers too, because we juice out every single drip there is from a single consumer. And I know a guy who basically makes 800 grand profit with an SMS generation. I have no idea how he does it. And he is in the auto insurance vertical, right? Because there's so much volume in this vertical. The buyers can scale to $100,000 per day in leads, right? And you can make like, it's a lower margin. So you probably would only make like 80 grand, 100 grand if you're running paid ads on a daily basis. But big boy plays, as you can see, and they generate their leads with SMS or cold email at $3, and they sell them at 15.25, right? And the most competitive vertical is also the best free education. Now, this is something I want you to take into heart, because it's essentially you can open up the ad library for auto insurance, use Get Hooked, right? Adspy.com. Those are the two that I'm mainly using. And because AdSpy allows you to actually go into the ads and also see the customer sentiment on the comments. And a tip for you guys there is I'm actually hiring a technical CTO to help me build out an automation that can scrape all of the comments and winning ads within my vertical, run sentiment analysis on there to see what the general consensus among consumers is, and specifically how I can reverse engineer these ads with their different hooks and scripts. Everything listed out in a Google Sheet, right? So having your team structure in Paperly looks like the following. You have a CTO who's cracked at automation. You have one salesperson and two maybe cracked editors, and you do $1 million months. And I'm not even kidding. And I'm trying to get there myself, gonna document everything. And one product and every click monetized buyers for decades, right? Because you're essentially retaining these corporate clients. They're not going away. They're not going bankrupt. I had two retainer clients that couldn't pay me because both of them got scammed on crypto and like lost like a few hundred, like tens of thousands of dollars to $100,000 on crypto scams, and they couldn't pay me because they lost, right? And they were super untechnical, and they got like fished, which is, yeah, whatever. And specifically, $300 a month in software is the entry ticket. That's how I started out. I had like $100 free basically go high level accounts and a bunch of like other tools, small tools, and $300 in software is the entry ticket. But you could potentially in 20 years make this amount if you're like cracked and autistic like me. And specifically, I myself plan to build an 8 9 figure company in this space. So watch my journey. And hopefully you guys also reach out to me, but specifically I also wanted to share this breakdown in quarterly earnings because it's actually super interesting. It's a very, very good breakdown of how they generate leads, because essentially they get all this traffic right from all these platforms, anywhere that people go to, and they traffic it to the AI that analyzes all the target data and everything on the back end. It's a lot of like data analysis, and I'm kind of technically stupid, so I don't know how to explain it. But what I mean to say is what API bidding means, right? The bidding part is that leads are sold at with automatic bidding. And what that means is, like, in an art gallery, you're buying like paintings, right? Like, hey, I'm buying painting for 40 million, 30 million for this like abstract painting with, dots and just lines, and oh my god, just for rich people to avoid taxes. Anyway, um they are like, obviously the painting goes to the highest bidder, 50 million. Okay, you get the painting. With leads it's the same, but everything is not done like in a specific area, and like, you 50 million, 30. No, it's not done like that. You set an automatic bid. I want to buy 30, I want to buy a 20. Everything does like boom boom boom. It's all microseconds, right? Microseconds that either, this bid is too high, I cannot afford this lead because he wants to sell at 50, my top offer is 40, and my lowest offer is like 30, right? And then it's just match and match, because if I get like a buyer who wants to sell me at like 35, then I'm willing to take it, right? um no, actually, what am I saying? Fuck, guys, it's 3 a.m. Like, actually, I want you to Google I explained the dog shit. Actually, go take this term API bidding and please just YouTube it, because my brain is 3 a.m. I'm fucked. Anyways, let's go. Market we serve, regulated and complex. PNC combined ratio. What the fuck does that mean? PNC. I have no idea what PNC means, bro. Like, also Google that. Sorry, guys, I'm not doing a good job today. Unlocking value in our marketplace. Yes, yes. Some technical stuff that I don't know. Some like corporate like fluff, But big numbers, you see big numbers and you see more big numbers, and then Nasdaq, and more big numbers. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. My brain is burned out. If you guys actually want to scale to 100 clients, 100K profit per month, right, with under 10 clients, DM me on Instagram. I'm autistically extroverted and I would love to talk to you.